So if that was concern for anyone listening about writing for the Guilfordian, then there is no concern. We won't make you do that.
Yes, but you can come in right now. We're back on the horse with stories this upcoming week. Yeah, this upcoming week. Our staff meetings are at 7:30 on Mondays in the East Gallery.
Yep, Founders East Gallery upstairs.
And there are no requirements to be a writer or be on our staff at all, I don't think. Of course, we want you to have a little bit of experience with writing, but we're a writing extensive college. I'm sure you guys are all great.
And if you need any help, we can work with you. So please.
Please.
I'm not even going to try to come up with like a marketing message. Please.
Oh, we love marketing. Okay, so this week's topic is
before we go into that, sorry to interrupt you. What do we have coming out this week?
Oh, this week you have a couple stories coming out.
I do. I have two of them. I have a little two pieces from Bryson Webb, who's one of our guys who writes about a bunch of sports stuff. So obviously I work very closely with him. Had a piece about John Jones's return to the UFC Octagon 2 weeks ago, and a piece about his experience at March Madness. So because we had the first round in Greensboro, and I believe it was the Black Student Union got some tickets.
Speaking of sports, before we continue on, the fact that NASCAR is now doing right turns bothers me.
Yeah, NASCAR's making right turns this weekend. I told everyone on the staff, and they were just dumbfounded.
Because this is the one thing I know about sports, which is NASCAR go left turn, not left and then right turn. I now have to learn more sports now, which I don't appreciate. Because it's not just left turn.
Yeah, NASCAR in recent years has flooded the schedule with road courses, so a lot of left and right turns, including the Chicago Street Course this summer.
Ooh, interesting.
On 4th of July weekend in the most dangerous city in America, which was an interesting decision.
So other stories may be coming out this week. We have an abortion piece done by our social justice editor, Sarah Smiley.
Who will be joining us in the back half of the show?
Yes, hopefully.
Alrighty.
And then I believe that's actually it this week. We do have a lighter load because we are just coming back from break. And like we talked about last week, after break burnout is exhausting. We are all so tired, but it's fine.
I'm full of energy for some reason. I don't know.
You're just a very energetic being.
Yeah, Maria is much higher energy today. I mean, I don't know if anybody could tell on the audio, but she got really quiet because she went to sleep during the last show.
Oh, yeah. I was dead. I was burnt out. But this week, I have a lot of energy. I don't know what happened. Maybe like the burn. Either like I remember Bree said. Either like the burnout is so bad, I'm just going crazy at this point.
True.
Or I'm just energized. Like I'm done. All the drama that happened.
You're
past
finally
2 weeks,
thriving, and we all respect that.
Well, I'm leaving. It's my senior year, so
true.
Yes, and my mom just like today because I was telling her about there was that work mixer today.
Ooh.
And everything, and I was telling her like, well, there's nothing I want to do, Mom, on like that's like for jobs there, and she's just like, and like I guess it's also like helping lessen the stress. She's like, sweetheart, you know your dad will always take care of you. You know, you don't have to worry for money for now. And I'm like, I feel like I'm so spoiled.
A little bit of an oof there, but in terms of like the work thing, it's always a good idea to like get contacts. That's why those work mixers are so handy.
Yeah, we had one of those today, did we not?
Yeah.
Mhm. Which Maria went to, and she still had her name tag on
Nice.
when I got here. So I was like, "Why are you wearing a name tag?" And she was like,
completely
"Oh, I did the work mixer," and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool."
How was that? How was your experience?
There wasn't much like for writing and everything, but I did talk to a guy who's like similar work with my mom. So my mom is like a caseworker, and she helps a lot of families like that are struggling to to take care of themselves, like with food stuff and everything, and housing. They help pay for housing. They help provide food. They help them sign up for like food stamps and everything. Like she's really good at that work, and she's well known. She's so well known that if I do anything in that town, people will know. Like one time, I will admit, I snuck out of the house once when I was like 12 because I wanted to go
Oh no, I don't
street.
like where this is going.
I never heard a story that starts with that and it ends well.
Like, this is so bad already.
And so, because me and my sister wanted chips, so I was like, well, we have to wait till Mom gets off of work at 5, and I'm just like,
do you though?
What kind of chips did you want?
Doritos.
Fair enough.
It's always Doritos.
And so my sister's like, okay, let's gather up our money. I was 12. She was just like, hey, let's gather up our money, and I'll go cross the street. And I'm just like, cool. And so I'm crossing all the way the street. And if I show you guys where I live and where I cross the street, you can see why it was a bad idea for me doing this as a 12-year-old.
Were you like crossing a highway, essentially?
It was like basically, not a highway, I guess, but Yeah, it
The
was
same
still
kind of mindset. It was like a 4-way intersection?
Yeah.
Oh my, Maria.
And, yeah, I was 12. I wasn't thinking, you know?
We have
And-
a 4-way out here by campus near
it's
Chick-fil-A and the gas
death.
station.
Yeah,
I can't remember
basically
gas
like
station
that.
it is.
It
But-
is death.
Yeah, I almost died my freshman year.
It's just
I
death.
wanted to get Chick-fil-A. I took a full step to like go out on the road and a car went by because you don't have to stop on red. So if you're making a right turn, they don't have to stop.
No.
If I take one more step, I would either be dead or this would be Jacob College now.
Jacob.
But, to get back to the story.
What did you do for these
So,
Doritos?
I was walking it was like a good few miles. I was walking across that intersection,
Miles.
and then I get to the Doritos, and then I get back, crossing the same way. And the whole time, my mom tells me later, the whole time, people are calling her. They're like, Mariella, your daughter's outside right now. She's crossing that thing, right? And I'm just like, my mom not trying to look like a bad parent was just like, yeah, I let her do that, this and that. Yeah, I know. And my mom was just like, oh, I'm gonna kill her later when I get home.
Oh no.
And so I get home, so she probably gets home, and I basically wrap myself out. I told her, Mom, I'm sorry, but I wanted chips. And I crossed the street on the highway, and she's like, I know. And I'm like, how did you know? And she's just like, Maria, you can't do anything this town without anybody knowing. They all know me. They
Yeah.
all saw you cross the street. I got 10 phone calls asking me why you were out.
Yeah, this ironically, one of my friends who now lives in Ohio, that's one of the reasons she left, because her family's so well known here that she was like, I can't do anything without my parents knowing. And that's why I don't come to visit often, because the second I enter town, somebody will call them and be like, hey, by the way, your daughter's in town. And I'm just like, that must be wild to
Yeah.
have that many connections.
Yeah, she's really pretty well known, because back to her social worker thing, she also helped stop a lot of developers from developing trailer parks and everything in there
Oh.
and kicking out people.
Right.
Because there was one time, remember, they were going to give them a payout to move out, but it wouldn't be enough to find a new place in Chapel Hill. And so my mom did a whole thing, because I think they hired to convince the people to move out, but instead she helped them, advocate for themselves and protest against this, and it helped. They didn't have to move out. The landlord was a bit mad and kind of treating them kind of poorly afterwards, but my mom also got him or her in check too, because the company where she worked for basically kind of helps put them in check and everything.
Right.
So yeah, so she's really good at her social work, and I met a guy like that, and I gave my mom's information to him too, because I think he's helping refugees, and they're having more Latinx refugees. He's like, he's just like, I would love your mom's contact, because we like working with other organizations to help these refugees and everything, because they're getting more refugees from Venezuela and Colombia.
Oh,
So yeah,
wow, that worked out really well.
got all the information. Give him my information.
Yes. Nice. Okay, so now to get into the topic of the day, because it always takes us 10 minutes to just get to the
Yeah,
topic.
today 12 minutes.
Today was 12 minutes. But despite all of that, this week's topic is something I know very little about because I am new here. Serendipity is
Yes,
the
that's right. It is
thing.
Serendipity Week this week at Guilford.
Is that just like a spirit week?
I guess
Sort of.
so,
It's just
yeah.
a week-long celebration.
For what?
I probably should have looked that up before we started.
I don't know the history behind it, but apparently it's been going on for 50 years. And I remember asking somebody who's an alumni once, because last year they were visiting Mary Hobbs, and then we asked them, how was y'all's serendipity last year? She's like, girl, it was wild.
It was wild.
She said there were streakers, people I remember when the guy who came before us, Uncle Mike, the other DJ, he was saying apparently they would have big concerts at the lawn right here in front of the quad and everything, and it was just packed one year, because there was I forgot what the band he mentioned, but there was a band that it was just a local band from Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
And they just played here, but it was packed in the lawn.
Local bands do really well
Yeah.
around here, actually.
Yeah, this week. Then they had a musical guest last year when they did it down at the lake, and they had someone playing.
I didn't go
I
to
thought
it.
that it was I thought it was in Dana.
I don't remember.
I think it was
mean,
in Dana.
I was.
They
here
did
for the
something
last
at the lake
Serendipity,
last year.
but
It was
I
fun. They had
did
rides.
not- I didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
what
they
any
did
of
the
it
thing at
was.
the lake too. Yeah, the rides.
I believe that's Colorfest, or is that Lake Fest? Is something
That's
completely
Lake
different.
Fest.
That's Lake Fest, something completely
Yeah.
different. Don't listen to me.
Colorfest is another tradition they do, is where they
That is
take-
this Friday at 3
Yeah.
o'clock.
They take like powders of color and throw it at each other.
Yeah, you told me this, and I fear. I don't know if I want to go with you because I have a feeling I'm gonna get hit in the face.
I'm
As long
the
as
kind
it
of
stays
person
out of
who
my
throws it
eyes,
in the
it sounds
face.
fun.
No, that's why I fear, Maria. I
Like-
would be going with you and more than likely be hit in the face.
All you see is me just zooming around the lake area, just zoom, zoom, powder in the face, zoom, zoom.
And once again, Maria does charades in the podcast. I feel like we should just have a checklist of things that.
Yeah, she was doing it during her first story
Yeah.
as well.
Just
I just kind of let you go with it.
It's great.
The bingo card thing.
Yeah, Maria acts out everything she tells you guys. So when you're listening to the show and Maria's telling a story, just understand that what me and Bree are seeing is her
But I
actively
feel
doing
like you
whatever she's
don't-
describing.
Yeah, you don't really do that in normal conversation. It is just when we're like filming the podcast that you immediately go into some form of charades, and I'm just like I'm so fascinated by it.
I think it's just I sit here the first hour and I'm like doing nothing except putting in music to that thing.
Yeah.
And like making sure everything's working in here. I'm just like, you know what? I need to get the energy out somehow.
I mean that's true.
So yeah.
Morning workouts don't do it for you, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, my sister. No, I think I do it less and less because my sister growing up always made fun of me because I used to always do charades when I talk and tell a story.
Oh.
But my little sister, Carolina, if you're listening, I love you. But she would always make fun of me. She's like, "Why do you have to act out everything?" And I felt embarrassed because I was just like, "Is what I do weird?"
No, I mean I
So-
talk with my hands a lot as well. It's just something you notice because like you're the only one of us standing. We're both sitting on chairs. So when
Yeah.
you're marching around, we're just like, yeah.
Yeah, this week was serendipity. We yesterday was the trap rodeo day party.
Ew.
I went.
There was a mechanical bull. They did change the original advert. Looked it looked like a strip club, but
Wow.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
bad.
it's you can kind of see it
Serendipity
here.
do be wild.
It really do be wild.
Top one.
Yeah, I can see. I guess.
So what was your experience, Maria? Tell us about it, because
It was-
I was not able to make it.
It was pretty cool. I didn't think I would be there for long because I just wanted to get free food and everything and see the petting zoo. But it was actually really cool. I don't have it with me. I would have showed you guys, but they had like a leather station where you can like stamp like little markings into your own leather bracelet and everything.
Oh, that's actually
So I had like I stamped my whole name and I stamped like little flowers on it. It was so cute. I was just like, oh my god, this is actually really cool. And now I think I'm gonna get into a new hobby with the leather thing because doing leather doing arts and crafty stuff was
Uh-huh.
always cool. So now I'm thinking I should buy like little stamp things so I could just stamp leather because that was really cool. And they taught you how to do it because you had to do the whole thing yourself, like having the little leather, wet it, then stamp it, not too hard but not too soft. Because then I don't know why, because they didn't explain why. But I guess like if it's too soft, it won't mark it very well. If it's too hard, I assume you might have probably punctured the leather.
Yeah, you might break it.
Yeah, so but I did it just right, and I was really happy with the results. And then I went to the petting zoo. It was so cute.
That's the one that has shown up on social media the most.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a cute animal.
Cute animals.
you got to
It's gonna
like
happen.
feed them
That's
little
what
things
happens.
and everything. It was so funny though, because a lot of people were scared of feeding the animals because they were afraid they would bite them, and I had to tell them like, well, just lay your hand flat, because like I grew up with animals and I grew up with horses and everything and goats, and my dad always taught me not to be scared and also just lay your hand flat, because if you have your hand curled up like this trying to feed them, yeah, they're gonna bite you. But if you just have your hand flat and show them the food, they're just gonna bite it, like
Yeah.
lick it off. So
And also, animals are very intelligent, so if you're anxious, they're gonna feed off that energy.
yeah.
So tonight.
Tonight is the comedy show.
Yeah, tonight's a
Yeah.
comedy show. I can't read, guys. We're getting this off of the reel that I think like
On Cab's website.
on Cab's or on the Instagram.
Yeah, tonight at in Bryan, I believe it is.
Yeah, I
we
just
have
can't read.
Leclerc and
Look,
Leclerc Andre.
As
Yeah.
long as it's not Miles, am I right? Okay, for a little context into that joke, Miles, along with a friend of his, did a comedy stand-up thing for the Mr. ECG pageant, which we did an article
Opinion
on.
editor Miles has been on the show.
Opinion editor Miles that was on last week, and it was so. From what I've heard, I was not there, but from what I heard, it was it was very questionable. So after the comedy night, you have tomorrow night the late night pajama party that starts at 10 p.m.
10 p.m. Oh yeah, 10 to 12.
Oh yeah, there's no way. I love you, Maria. I don't love you that much. I'm not driving home at 1 a.m. tomorrow.
You know what? Free food.
Yeah,
I love
unfortunately, we don't
Freedom.
have I don't have any details about that in front of me.
Unless we made it.
It's not happened yet.
It's not too short notice. But I was gonna say if we made it like the Guilfordian sleepover party, then my mom may have like been okay with it. But me driving home at 1 a.m. to High Point, no. And then we already mentioned Color Fest. But speaking of events, if all goes well this week, we will have the first Guilfordian event of the year, and probably the only one of the year. But we are doing a Guilfordian book fair event. We're
That's
gonna
right.
have mystery books. We're gonna have staff picks. We're gonna have a raffle, hopefully. We're gonna have snacks and drinks, and then origami and newspaper giveaway. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so much fun.
Nice.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're doing that next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday at the downstairs of Founders. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. And if you haven't been to a book fair in a while, it's gonna be a great nostalgia grab. Hopefully, we're really
Absolutely.
excited.
Think about
it.
how fun the Scholastic Book Fair used to be when you were back
It's
in
not
elementary
gonna
school.
be that well put together.
It will not be that well put together, but it will be it will be enough to hopefully bring back some of those emotions.
It'll be fun.
And everything's free.
I would have loved. I remember loving those Scholastic book fairs.
Mhm.
I remember only getting books because of the necnecklaces. Because
Oh
they
my
had some
gosh.
necklaces.
I was the person that actually bought like book series when I did those Scholastic.
I never
Book
bought a
Fairs.
series. I would buy like some books here and there because I don't know about you guys, but they always had us down and had us watch a short video that advertised what books they have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I would
do
just watch that, and if there was like especially like ghost stories or something, I'd be like, I want that.
Yeah.
Ghost stories are fun.
Yeah.
Love ghost stories. I wrote one about because Guilford College is said to have some haunted spots, and then a lot of our local books written by about paranormal stuff in the area, it's included. So in the fall, I wrote a story recapping what has been said and what is believed. So it's on the website. You can find
It was a good
it.
story. I read it. It was good.
I just like to let everybody know. So we found out. So we all sensed. Mainly me and Chris have sensed there was a ghost in the basement of Mary House where we work at, and where the Guilfordian had their HQs and everything.
Guilfordian HQ.
Yeah, the Guilfordian HQ. We finally found out the ghost name in the basement. His name is Reginald. We call
He
him.
doesn't mess with me. I think he's scared of me.
I was unaware we had a spirit.
No,
Yeah.
we have a spirit in Mary Hobbs, and Maria and Chris have both said that he messes with him very often. But I spend most of my time down there, and I've never gotten messed
I think he
with.
probably only messes with me because I'm close to the vicinity.
Probably.
Yeah, I think right now he took my computer charger because I couldn't find it anywhere
You
yet.
also lost your headphones.
I found
for,
it,
like,
though.
A hot second.
Yeah, I found them in my closet where they weren't there because I reorganized that closet or tore it apart and
You
reorganized
said you
it.
left it downstairs, and I was like, I've been down here and I haven't seen them.
Yeah, so I think Reggie has been messing with me again, you know?
That or you just misplaced your charger.
No, it's Reggie.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
No, well,
It's Reggie.
because before I came here, because I needed my computer to do it. Luckily, I just did the Bluetooth on here, but I needed my computer to play my music because that's what I usually do. Because I usually have my phone free so I can play games. Yeah. And I looked everywhere and I tore it up. I was almost late to the studio because I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked at all the bags, so I'm gonna have to yell at Reggie again.
I'm gonna have to yell at Reggie again. I love
Never
that.
a dull moment here at the Guilfordian.
No, literally not. Literally
Not with me.
Literally not.
Kind of wish we had more. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I kind of wish I could just take a nap in the basement, but I can never do that nowadays. Yeah, if it's not like actual work, there's always some sort of tea flowing around the basement. It's not just like tea, because we do have like tea and coffee in the basement, but like actual like
Yeah, we got a Keurig.
We have such a mix of like age range. I'm surprised by how much tea there is. Like we range from like 17 early college to like mid-20s, and it's crazy. Like,
And no one really runs with the same crowd, I've noticed.
And-
Everyone kind
yeah.
of has different groups outside the Guilfordian.
yeah, like the Guilfordian is my group mostly, but like I stick around like the early college crowd just because I think I'm closer in age than them. But I would say I'm kind of the middle ground.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I'm good friends with you guys just as much as I am with the early college.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm just like what is it called? The center of the Guilfordian crew, I guess, which I guess makes sense given my future role.
Yeah, it does.
I just float around, you know.
You do kind of float around.
Yeah. No, we had drama recently. I'm not gonna go into explanation because it
Oh,
involves
no,
someone,
let's
but
not. I'm so
but it
tired.
was so funny because somebody mentioned it to me and I mentioned it to my friend the drama and he's just like, he still doesn't know why stuff is being spread about him. And I'm just like, people just talk. And like, I remember Bree was just like, usually you ask why there's teamery and you usually don't. But that's the thing about my burnout last week. I just didn't ask. I was just done with people's nonsense. And I was just like, let me not talk.
Yeah, normally Maria, like when she hears something about someone, she'll ask around, and see like where it came from or like why they're saying that. Just
investigative journalism.
Yeah, investigative journalism, because we're journalists. That's kind of what we do. I think we all do that when we hear something.
I like hearing
just
the
like,
chisme.
where did you hear that from?
Yeah, that natural curiosity. It's just harder for us, I guess, to take the okay.
Yeah, we're very just like we never take anything at face value, which that means we're good at our job.
It's just we're trained to do that.
In
We just
terms
have to
of
think that way.
journalism, yeah, we've been trained well. But the problem is for other people who don't necessarily have a history in journalism, they kind of wish that we would take things at face value. And I think a lot of my friends feel that way about me, like my friends outside of the Guilfordian. They're just like, can you just take what I say? And I'm like, no, because there's more you're not telling me.
Yeah, you
here.
gotta go investigate, look around.
Investigate.
Yeah, because like
Take
I just
notes.
tell her, like I get like the sides. Like whenever somebody tells me like drama happened and they like automatically like, oh, you should hate this person. I'm like, okay, first of all, let me hold your horses, and horses hold your breath. Sorry.
What happened?
Man, the gossip column would be a really good addition.
And so, like, usually, like, I'll go around, because remember, like, I used to, like, just jump on a person, but during high school, having, you know, a bunch of high school drama happen, and, like, a bunch of girls accuse guys of something, I would finally ask the side of the guys, and they would show me evidence, and I'm like, and I guess that's what started my, like, curiosity of finding each story and everything. You know, that's why I like journalism, because I find each side, because I don't want to just take one side. I want to hear the other person's side and hear the truth before I make my final judgment. So yeah,
that's why it's kind of important that like as a team that we kind of listen to everyone's perspectives. That kind of team building I think is something we need, because in a lot of ways we don't have a lot of boundaries. And a lot of us do kind of have that journalism mindset of searching, which is a good thing, but can also cause a lot of friction.
And talking about boundaries, I think I've mentioned this before. Our roundtable meetings on Thursday is literally just me and Maria oversharing in front of everyone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, more or less. Some of us have known each other a lot longer than others, and I think that kind of contributes to the whole, like, we know when people are holding things back now. I think we've all gotten to that point where we can tell when people are hiding things, and it makes kind of working together difficult, because you don't really know like who you can trust or who you can talk to. That being said, we are extremely close and we are a very tight-knit family. I'm not trying to like trash talk our team, because I love our team so much, but it's a lot of like high school drama that's been happening right now, and just some transparency with that. We do have a younger crowd, which
Most of our group is a bit younger.
Yeah, that not necessarily that contributes to it, but I think that we are very close, and we all have opened up to each other very much over the course of like the last semester and a half, and here at like the final stretch, that's starting to come back and be an issue, which I don't think any of us really expected it to be an issue. But aside from that, getting away from the tea, and this kind of brings back the tea a little bit, but first impressions are something I kind of want to discuss, because I was recently told, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this, that I give off a very intimidating first impression. I was told this by a couple of early college students who I was talking to.
Well, that will explain a lot, because I remember when we first met last semester, and I was the managing editor, and I told you that time where a bunch of students came up to me and told me to tell you guys how they find you kind of intimidating and scary. And I didn't understand why, but I guess it was just different because I was in class with you. But people who don't really know you, I could see they probably maybe why. And everything, because you have a resting face, like it's not a resting B-word face, but you have a
Do I?
Yeah, because when you're like just resting and not having emotion, you just look very mute. So people probably are scared because they're like, oh, then you're probably not approachable. And like
geez.
I'm told I'm always smiling a lot,
Uh-huh.
so people find me approachable. Some people, I remember people described me when they first met me as like a little teddy bear,
Yeah.
and everything. So they're like they easily approach
That's
me.
very accurate, actually.
Yeah, that's very cute and very accurate.
So they easily approach me because they know I'm not gonna do. They think I'm not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
But as you get to know, I'm very.
Yeah.
I contend. it takes a lot for me to get mad, but once I get mad, you like push me to the edge.
I just
It's
feel
not
like
nice.
I'm a very small, quiet person, so I didn't think intimidating was like.
I would not use the word intimidating. I would make loud.
Very
Yeah.
loud.
I wouldn't use the word intimidating. I think you have to give off like a very distinct like energy, I could say.
Distinct
But-
energy. I don't know if that's a compliment or it is.
No, it's recognizable. It's good.
Oh, okay, great.
But it's not. I wouldn't. It's definitely like because some people like when you first meet them, you really can't get a read either way.
Mhm.
'Cause I feel like with you, it's a bit easier to.
Oh, interesting.
So I wouldn't call that intimidating though.
Maybe they're just intimidated by your presence, because how would I say, you're very like outgoing. Some people don't like are a little bit like whoa.
Whoa.
Like you're very like easy to talk to, and maybe it's a bit much to people. Like maybe like how I don't know how to explain. It's like with Chris, you know how he has a big like presence and
Yeah.
he's very flirtatious and it's a little much for people sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's not quite the same like as Chris's, but like it's kind of similar where you just have this big energy and people kind of probably feel intimidated and just like
Interesting.
ugh.
We got to get Chris on the show at some
We
point.
do gotta get Chris on the
He
show.
said he wants to be a social media ghost though.
Social.
That's
Oh,
correct.
that's
He's
true.
very anti anything that is not print news.
Yeah, he yeah, very much so.
At
I
least that's
think-
what I've gathered from it. I don't mean to put words in his mouth.
Because I
but-
think we asked him once. He's just like, no, I'm a social media ghost. I can't come on here.
I can't come on the podcast.
he can come on anonymously.
He could come on.
We just give him a
anonymously.
different name.
Just
Joel.
This
the
is our
left.
friend. This is our friend John Doe.
John Doe. I will say that I think Maria did a great job at kind of explaining what her first impression to me was. You were very approachable, I think, at the first get-go. I came into what I thought was a very, because like most of you guys were seniors, and I think Miles and I were like the literal children. Miles being an actual child, I was just the youngest. Well, I was the youngest in terms of the college students.
I also
And
hadn't met you guys in person. There was a while there where we had not met in person yet. I think it was this fall was the first time we started doing our staff meetings in person. Again.
Yes, I was a writer at that time, though. I was not an editor.
That was the thing is I remember back in the spring because Miles I had kind of known because he had written for me before.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like and Renata, our World Nation editor, me and her took the
Practical.
not the practicum but the journalism class at the same time during COVID, but we never saw each other. We just had cameras off.
Mm-hmm.
So like you work around these people and you communicate with them, but
Yeah.
you're not used to being around them in person.
Yeah, I think you and me, Jake, we've mainly talked this semester because I know I've been in the practicum class twice with you.
Yeah.
And like I told you, my first impression with you was that, and not to be, I know it was kind of rude, but I said this guy probably stinks. Because like
And
he had long
If anyone
hair.
listening has any idea what I'm supposed to do, because I had long hair. You said I had long hair at the time. But if
Yeah.
anyone listening has any idea what you're supposed to do when you're told that, I'd love to hear it. You
I'm
can leave it in the comments on the YouTube video or go on the store or go on the website and leave it in the
Just,
story.
you don't. You just smile and nod.
I guess so.
I'm sorry, because I told him this later when I was comfortable, more friends. Because
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
asked once what were like our first impression was, and I told Jake.
Have I asked this?
When you're
before?
around me, nothing is off limits.
Yeah, no, I told him when I first met him, I thought he would stink because he had like a big sweater, he had like long, kind of greasy hair, and he was always wearing a trucker hat. And so I don't know why when I think of truckers, I think they kind of stink because they're in the car the whole time.
I mean,
So-
that's a fair
So when I saw
assumption,
Jake,
I guess.
I was just like, this guy, I feel like he's gonna stink, and that he's not very approachable. But then I got to know him. I'm like, he's a nice guy.
and he actually smells quite
Yeah,
nice.
he actually
I would
smells
like
quite
to throw
nice.
out there.
I am the least intimidating human on this planet.
Yeah,
I don't
and that
really
was what was so funny about that whole thing with the writers was that they said that all of the editors were extremely intimidating at the time, and I was like, Miles is like, he's tall, but he's like a child, and like I don't feel like I give off an intimidating persona. I
Yeah.
guess I do more so than I think I do.
Some of them are like,
I would say intense before I'd say intimidating.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't say exactly what they said because it involves a cuss word, but basically there was like some of the students were like, oh, they think they're all that, don't they? And I'm like, no, not really.
Not really. Not really.
I'm just like, no, they're really sweet and they're really nice. Like, I was just so confused when they were telling me all this. I'm like, I don't know. And I was like, I was scared to approach you guys with that because I'm just like, should I let them know? Should I not let them know?
I mean, I don't
Like-
think any of us would have like crucified the writers if they thought we were a little cocky.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're coming into the situation with first-time writers, and and we're like first-time editors, most of us. So we had to come in with kind of like a self-confidence that was almost fake to an extent.
Well, yeah, because if we're not excited, how are they going to be excited?
Well, also that, but like we hadn't really got any training up until that point. We had like no idea like what our jobs were as editors beyond editing stories. So we were kind of walking in just as blind as they were. So as the student leaders of this organization, we were just like, we have to be kind of like confident and kind of know what we're doing. Otherwise, they're going to be confused and they're not going to know what they're doing. And then the paper's going to collapse. So I think that was kind of our mindset, at least for those first few weeks. And our mindset has definitely changed now, I think. I think that we're a lot more comfortable in our skin in terms of we kind of know what we're doing for the most part. Most of us are doing probably more than what they're supposed to be doing, which contributes to like that little burnout discussion we were having. But I actually walked in on Monday for the first time in like 3 weeks, and I was like, I need to get stuff done. And that's how we are on the fast track to getting this event done.
Yeah.
I walked in and I texted like 4 different people, and I was like, listen, here's the deal. We got to get this event done.
That's why I like wrapped, because like I don't know if you saw already, but I wrapped all the books already for you. So yeah,
I have 3 more down there that need to be wrapped.
Okay, I'll go wrap them as soon as I.
And just saying, not saying this was not ever this was always been the case, is maybe not as evident, is with our writers, we're working with them. They don't work for us.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're
That's a big thing I hope they
working
realize.
with them.
We're working together.
Yes.
Teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
Teamwork does make the dream work. Because, like, yes, we are the editors and we do have a student leadership position. But in terms of the writers, we literally couldn't get anything done without you guys. You guys are the ones that provide the stories. You guys are the ones going out and doing most of the work. We really just are here to help guide you and give you feedback.
Because a lot of times we are just as lost as you are.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes
On
it
occasion.
really do feel like that. Really, what our job is to keep the paper up and running.
Yeah.
That's really what our job is.
Like, I
we
tried
are
to-
cogs in the machine.
I try to help when I can, because I remember some of them would ask me like, who do I contact this for this specific article? And I'm like, well, there's this people in this
There's
club
these people.
and all that, and they're like, okay, thank you, and I would like give them their information if I could find it.
Mhm.
Most of the time, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing about COVID is it kind of broke down a lot of the contacts that we had as an organization. Like, we're just now starting to get contact back with the Greenleaf and WQFS.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it right for the first time. I usually switch up the letters. We're just now getting. Oh, there's Sarah Smiley, our social justice editor.
She will be on momentarily.
She will be. She
go get
will
the
come
door.
say hi. Yes, Maria will go get the door. But we're finally starting to build those contacts, and I think we're actually doing the best job with that in terms of the ECG kids. That's where a lot of our contacts are coming
Yeah,
from.
we're finally kind of in like a groove, sort of.
Hang on, we got to figure out who's gonna share a mic here. Would you
I
like
don't
to
mind.
share a mic, Jake?
Be chivalrous.
Yeah, be a gentleman. Yeah,
I'm just taking a soda break.
yeah.
Slay.
We were talking
Hi.
about serendipity, which I don't know if like you know that much about.
I actually don't know that much about it. I know it's like basically a spirit week or pep sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's about it. And then we talked about the events that are happening, and then we were talking about first impressions. Would you like to tell us your first impressions of us, and then we will do so
Oh,
of
boy.
you?
Oh, of you guys?
Yes.
Okay, so I kind of thought that Jake was going to be a Republican because of his mustache. I'm so sorry.
I mean,
And-
was
okay,
that
okay,
wrong? Was
in
that a wrong
fairness,
assumption?
All I knew was that you had a Panthers profile picture on Instagram
Damn.
and a mustache, and you were the sports editor.
And that just screamed that I
Republican.
stormed the Capitol.
Okay, maybe like libertarian, which it's not
That's
that.
fair.
I mean, we are a
Yeah.
liberal arts college, so
That's not the
fair.
same.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
It's not.
No, no,
I
no,
know
no.
it's not the same.
Brie, I thought you were bisexual
Yeah, no,
and
unfortunately
Jewish, and I'm wrong on both of those fronts.
You were wrong on both of those
Mhm.
fronts.
And Maria, I thought was like very, very friendly and a little crazy, which I think I'm right about both. So
Yes. So
Yeah.
1 out of 3.
yeah.
1 out of 3.
That's
Nailed
not
it.
too far. We'll give her 1.5. Not too far off of me.
Don't admit that on the air.
50, 50,
I think it's done now.
50.
You're canceled.
Okay.
Canceled Republican.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I was telling them the first impressions because they were saying, like, Brie was saying recently she was being told that she was intimidating. And
Oh,
I told
yeah.
her that she has just, like, a big presence and everything. Kind of like Chris, where he's, like, very flirtatious and kind of like that, but not similar like that.
No, I think the issue is that Brie, you have Jewish woman personality.
I don't know what that
You
means.
do. I would know. Wait, okay. What were your impressions of me?
you came off really. I met you for the first time. Well, the problem is when we met for the first time was during a very intense meeting we were having. So,
Yeah.
I also just really hit it off with early college students. I have a great banter with most of you guys, I would say. So I immediately liked you. I liked how you worked with the meeting when you read your pitches. I was like, oh great, Miles brought in a great one. This is gonna be excellent. I cannot wait to work with her. Which I guess is just like the professional bones in me. I'm just like, yes, someone good I can work with.
As opposed to Miles. No offense. We love you.
I love Miles, and we actually do work together quite well. But he did come off to me as geeky little brother right from the start. I love him so much, but he is my geeky little brother in my
Miles
brain.
has a fun younger cousin energy.
Oh my
yeah.
God, like he would do like the dance parties at family reunions and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Oh yeah, we gotta
We're
take
doing
our
selfie.
Hang on, we're putting this on social media.
our podcast selfie
Oh, okay, do a silly
picture.
one.
I can't. I don't know what that. I don't know how to be
Slay.
silly, Sarah. I don't know how to do that now.
Oh, I looked ugly. Never mind. Take it.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello.
Purr. Okay.
Wait, I was gonna make a FNAF reference and I completely
Do
lost
not.
it. Hello. I lost it.
Yeah.
Okay. It was close.
My
It'll
first
be okay.
impression of Sarah was whatever you picture when you think, so because we bringing you in, I already knew you were looking to be the social justice editor, and that just kind of completely influenced my opinion. It was like you walked in like, yeah, okay, I can see it.
Convincing.
Yes,
Slay.
that's the only way I can think to put it.
Social justice editor.
All I
That's
could
the
describe
third
in one word was slay.
Slay. That's a little
It's in the game.
inside joke.
Yeah, we've been having some discourse around like slay and purr. Chris, our photo editor, is
Like we
Yes.
said, never a dull moment at the
No.
Guilfordian.
he really doesn't like slay. He thinks it makes me seem immature, and really, I think it makes me seem gay. So I think that's really a question of like how Chris views the gay community, which we should be getting into.
I
Chris,
don't
and
know.
if Chris
Go
wants
that
to defend
far.
himself, he can come on the show.
Yeah, but
Get
he's
over
a
here.
social media ghost. That's the problem. He would
Yeah.
never.
Well, now he's got a decision to make.
And now he's got to. How shall he defend himself from this one?
He'll like, give us a whole like scroll of how to defend himself. Like,
Yeah,
you have to
for
read it
sure.
all.
Chris is the I think we mentioned he's the oldest of all of us.
Yes, he
That's
is the
probably has
oldest
something
at
to do with it.
26.
So he won't tell us his age.
No, he's very ambiguous. So,
But-
it's just the way I think we're gonna get him to admit it is we just keep making fun of him. And I asked him the other day, what was it like being in a one-room schoolhouse?
I do remember that. That was really funny.
We just gotta keep on that kind of
Just
stuff.
keep on that
I
bandwagon.
kind of made a guess and everything, which I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I mean, my initial guess was 26.
Cause I
That's our guess at the moment. That's our hypothesis.
That's
'cause
yeah,
I did math, you know, big brain energy.
big brain energy.
We were talking
math.
about 9/11. He said he was 5 when he was 9/11, and I was 1 at the time. So I'm just like, so he has to be 26 because I'm 22.
or approximately
so-
26.
He gives like he spawned out of the forest at approximately 30 years old and just kind of stays there.
Well, that's a great first impression.
He's always been that
description
age.
of
He
Chris.
was never a child. He just is.
He's just
what
one
he
of
is, and
those
he's
people.
gonna stay.
I saw him today, and he had like one of those, you know,
I
like
haven't seen him today, actually.
I saw him because he was at the work mixer thing,
Oh.
and he had like a white shirt with that little cowboy thing in the middle with the 2 little strings.
Oh no!
And I'm just like,
Chris.
What is
That's
that?
so
That's
bad.
such terrible fashion choice. We need to dress Chris. We need to go look at his
There are
wardrobe.
sometimes his fits hit different, and then there are sometimes where his fits are
Yeah,
just
sometimes his
bad.
fits are great,
I
but
didn't
sometimes
like
his fits are like
shorts.
ugh.
The graphic shorts that one time, like
Yes,
those were like
those were
really
great.
short shorts, like
Um,
aggressively short.
Sarah, while we're here, and because before I forget again, say down in the comments if you would like an episode of just me, Marie, and Sarah, and we kick Jake
That's
off
right,
the
we talked about
podcast.
Oh yeah,
Just
So
a
it sounds
girls'
like my
day
career's over,
podcast.
so-
Yeah, you're canceled.
Okay.
Say
It was
in
bound
the
to happen
comments
eventually.
down
It's been a good
below.
run.
Because I think that would be really fun.
I think we only have 2 more chances before that because I think we have 2 more weeks.
Oh no!
So we're gonna do that. We either do that for the
Well,
last
we can
episode.
also pre-record stuff.
Oh yeah.
We can
That is true.
pre-record.
That is true.
And we probably should pre-record for like over the. Actually, can we rent this room out over the summer?
That'd be great.
Because if we could, we
I
could
think-
do a podcast over the summer.
Yeah, we could just have like we had to do it in a different house, have a recording thing. Like my mom has a whole recording like mic too at my house, so I
Yeah.
could like record at my house.
I could come here because this is where
Yeah.
not that far from my
The
house.
final episode of the season, we'll do video.
Yeah, we're
No, wait, I
we're
didn't agree to
gonna
this. I didn't agree to this.
we're gonna have a Discord thing.
Discord?
Discord.
Oh, I just uninstalled
No.
Discord. I just had a terrible experience
Twitch?
with
No.
Discord.
Ew,
Twitch?
oh my god. We're gonna get canceled if we go on Twitch.
We could do YouTube. We can do YouTube Live.
YouTube, that's fine.
YouTube Live is a process, though. We'll have to, like, learn and stuff.
Yeah.
YouTube Live. Oh, Sarah disagrees. We can have the entire podcast on. We can have the entire group on. We can have the
We
entire
can still do
Guilford
it
group.
after I
I
graduate.
still think we should broadcast roundtable meetings.
Oh no.
That,
No.
that might
One
get us.
party
That may get us
consent.
in a little trouble.
One party consent.
That's
It's-
true.
it's
That is
not
a state in
secretive.
North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, I
That's the
found that out.
thing. Listen, that trick's gonna come in real handy for investigative reporting. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nobody's gonna want
If
to
you
talk
see
to
a
us ever
journalist,
again.
run.
If you see one of us walking around the quad, just make sure we don't have our phone in our hand.
Yeah, I won't give context as to why I did this, but I looked up if North Carolina was a one-party consent state, and let's just say, as journalists, we all got excited.
And
Well,
same
we
thing
just
in
admitted it,
Iowa.
so I don't know why you felt like you had to be secretive.
I mean, it doesn't matter why. It's the
Yeah.
fact that we now have this information
Yes.
to divulge.
And
Is that
maybe
the
people
right
out there
terminology?
listening
That's not the
are
right
happy
word.
about this
I
information
think that
too.
word works.
Good enough.
Dangerous information to be telling.
Dangerous, yes, to be telling a bunch of, like, a literal college. You can record people's conversations as long as you have your own consent. I don't know if that's how that law. I'm assuming that's how that law works. I'm taking your judgment.
Well, when I looked up, it said that you can. What did it say? I need to look this up again.
It's literally like you give your consent by beginning the recording.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's like you're performing the action of volunteering consent.
Dang, that is
Don't
handy.
quote me on that. Jake said, "I'm Jake."
Nah.
Okay, I looked it up. North Carolina's wiretapping law is one-party consent law. North Carolina makes it a crime to intercept or record wire, oral, or electric unless one party in the conversation consents.
Unless one. Ooh.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
As long as you're part of the conversation, then do whatever you want.
I always consent.
I always consent.
That's a good rule for everything in life.
I
Actually.
don't know
Consent-
about
Whoa, whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa.
I don't know about
I
that
take
one,
it back, I take
Sarah.
it back. I just think that consent is an important matter that we should all be considering in
Yes.
a multitude of contexts, and we should really be like re-examining how we view consent. Maybe. Oh, okay. I should write a story about that.
Okay.
That would be a
Consent
good
on
story,
college
yes.
campuses.
Good save question. I don't know if that was a good save
I
to
don't
be
know.
Maybe
honest.
turn it into a
Save.
story. I'll take
It
it.
was
Yeah.
a save. We'll qualify it as a
I
save.
took a class on that.
We were also talking about, before you came in, we were also talking about the tea that's been going on with Guilfordian. No name drops or anything. But it's exhausting, is it not?
I'm trying to figure out which tea. There's like 3 crises right now.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? It's just,
She
it's,
means
it never
activities.
ends.
It's very fun to be here. You should join the
Yes,
club.
we love
Yeah.
it here.
We're like so journalist core. Like we are so serious. We love each other so much. It's just like
We
constant
do-
peace and love and rock and roll.
Up until
And
it's
there's never
not.
any disagreements.
Never.
No, we would never. I mean, we're your typical club organization. There's like 10 of us. Of course, there's gonna be tea. Of course, there's gonna be
Yeah.
drama. But we all love each other, and we're all extremely close.
So true, Queen.
Yes.
It's so true.
So true, Queen. I'm
We
dead.
love Sarah.
Slay.
Slay.
Sarah and I are becoming more and more of a duo,
Mhm.
which Miles I don't
Miles
think
is so
likes.
upset.
Miles is so upset by it. Like he's come down to the basement like 3 days in a row, and we've been chilling, and he's like, "What? Why? Why is this happening?"
He's
And I'm just
pained.
like,
He wants all the cool people for himself, but he can't have me.
yes, she's mine. Haha, I win.
I don't think he can handle too much energy. He seems like a really chill dude and just wants peace and quiet. I think just all of our personalities in that basement. He's
I
just
mean,
like,
I'm a
"Ugh."
pretty chill person too. I would say the problem.
I would not
is-
say that.
you don't think I'm chill?
No.
It depends on the day. I'm so tired. I have to be chill nowadays.
Fair.
Yeah,
Or you
the
just drink
burnout is
coffee.
crazy. Yeah, after I drink coffee, I'm not chill. That's the real.
I
That's
think
the
I've
real
had
tea.
4 or 5 cups today.
You
I had-
had 2 when we were in the basement earlier.
The Keurig is really not great for my caffeine intake. Like it's so easy and accessible.
I'm
I don't have to
sorry.
pay $6 for it. No, it's great. I love it.
The other problem with that is you don't eat. So your
Oh, that's
coffee to
true.
food ratio
Yeah, I don't
is
eat.
just
Hunter
bad.
always gets on me for that. Like I eat like a yogurt.
Hunty Wuntikins.
Hunty
Huntykins. He doesn't listen to this. Hi, honey.
Maybe he does.
Honey, Jesus.
Dang.
No, because it's okay. It's Hunty to Hunty Wuntykins to another word that I can't say all of.
Oh, Hunty Wuntikins.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a lot of early college children.
Children.
Lots of them.
I'll be 18 soon. That wasn't an offer. Don't. Okay, that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Maria said the other day something. She was like, we were talking to Miles in the car, and Miles,
No, we were
we were talking about the fact that the early college children are children, and I said that that Sarah is a child, and Maria said, well, she's not going to be a child for much longer because Sarah's birthday's in like 2 weeks. And Miles turns around and says,
You're making it seem like I'm a pedo. I was just saying, because I was just saying.
it's really bad out of context.
It's just because I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, well, she's not good. She's gonna be 18 soon. She's
And
not
Miles
technically a
turned
child
around
for long.
so fast. And he said, what do you
Miles
mean?
is safe. He has until like Halloween.
Yeah, he's safe
You
for a
can't get him.
while.
I'm not gonna
No, you
do
just want me
anything.
then?
No, I don't. I have my boyfriend. Okay.
He took a turn.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay, I'm in my single era for a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say for how long do you
For a
think that's
little
gonna
bit,
last?
I
tiny
can't keep
bit.
them off of me. Like, I can't.
Yeah,
escape.
okay.
That's a true story.
I was just
I mean, it is.
I was just making
That's the unfortunate part.
like that TikTok audio. I was just making an astute observation.
I was making an astute observation.
Man, this
I don't have
episode
any
has become-
criminal things.
This episode's
What
become
is this
more
episode?
chaotic than it
serendipity
normally is.
in a multitude of contexts.
Yeah, serendipity and then first impressions and then T. That's what this. That's what the title of this one should be. Serendipity, comma T, comma first impressions.
I love you, Sarah.
Love you
Not
too.
like romantically, but just love
Okay,
you.
okay.
Okay.
Platonically.
sexually?
Platonically.
No,
Jesus.
no, no.
Oh my god. Platonically.
Can I say that on
Platonically.
air?
You're a
Yes.
child. That is very illegal.
Actually, we have a Romeo and Juliet law here in North Carolina.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
heard
yeah,
about
isn't
that.
it
It's
3 to
like
5
5
years?
years.
3 to
Yeah.
5
I thought it was
years, you're
4.
fine.
I think North Carolina is 5.
I'm about to look this stuff up now.
Why? Why do we need to know that?
Because it's like it could be 17 and 22, which is kind of screwed up if you.
I'm pretty
No.
sure if you Google that, you're put on some sort of list.
Yeah, you
I
should
think
If I had to
I've,
guess.
I haven't searched that, but one of my previous best friends,
No more than 4 years or
Makes it sound
older
like
than a
I'm,
minor.
like-
Oh.
So it's 4 years. No more than 4 years.
That's still.
Oh,
awful.
interesting.
That's still, yeah.
That makes me seem really bad. I'm not a bad friend, I swear to God. No, but one of my previous best friends was dating a guy, and her defense to me when she told me the age of this guy was Romeo and Juliet law. And I'm like, this guy lives in Florida. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure that law is not
Ugh.
transferable across the state line,
No,
my
they probably
guy.
have worse Romeo and Juliet laws than
And
we
I'm
do.
just like, I don't think that's how that
Yeah,
works.
we're just gonna find out.
Wait, what was the age gap between those? People?
Her and I were like a year apart. I think I was 16
Okay.
at the time, so she would have been about 15. The guy was probably like 18.
Ew.
Ooh.
It was bad. And I was like, I don't want to like I was a lot more chill back then than I am nowadays when it comes to that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm still pretty chill, but back then I was like, well, you know, you do you. It's mostly an online relationship. What am I going to do anyway?
I looked up the Florida one. It says the Romeo and Juliet law does not make it legal for an 18-year-old to have sexual relationship with a 15-year-old.
Oh, good.
Well,
Thanks, Florida.
good thing it was online
Yeah.
for the most part, I think.
Ew. Oh,
I don't
God,
know.
Okay.
If you've listened this far, leave a comment.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, yeah, what has this episode become? I'm spilling tea about old best friend.
You know, it's the end of the year.
I could spill tea about recent best
You
friend.
should not. You should really do not do that.
I should really not do that.
No, I made a confession to Brie about something I did. So
Yeah, we'll have to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah,
we'll have to talk about that after the show.
confession after.
yeah.
Okay, am I allowed to be in on this?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
fine.
love having secrets.
We love confessions. We've gotten through a lot of.
I
them
love-
recently, you
I
and
love how
Sarah.
probably the listeners were like, "Ooh, what confessions?" They're probably like dying to know.
I literally,
You will
I
never
had
know.
a mental
Hi,
breakdown.
Tracy.
Join the club if you want to know.
Yeah.
The thing is, Maria
Cool.
said she had a confession, and I was immediately like, why? Why another one? Why
It's
another
like
one?
Catholic confession.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I get to wear like the outfit?
Do we get to like go in my
We're gonna build a
office
little
and like
booth
shut
in
a
our
door or
headquarters.
something? I've never
Yeah.
actually done one of those in the like confessions. Are we supposed to? Is that like a thing?
Are
I
you
mean,
Catholic?
Yeah.
No.
Then you're fine.
Yeah, well-
I'm not a religious being, I guess.
I will say, the first time I had a confession, I cried.
What did you do? You know what? No, I don't want to know.
Don't answer that.
I don't want to know. Never mind.
I cried to the priest. I was just like, "I'm sorry."
What
In
did
the Catholic faith, you have to go into the little box and talk to him, right?
No, I had to talk to because like the boxes were full, so I had to talk to him in person.
Oh,
That was even
no.
worse. And I was like, well, how old was I? I was like
Why are you doing? Oh, I thought you were about to say 6. I was like, why are you doing?
Why are you doing
a
confessionals
confessionals
at
at
6
age 6? What did you do? Just I took candy from the candy drawer. That's my confession.
Just to let you know, Nikki's also here, and Nikki is also Catholic, and she told me she had her confession when she was like 8. So.
Oh my God! What did you? You know what? No, I don't think we should. I don't know if I want to know. I'm putting the headphones back on. We're learning some real tea behind the scenes here at the Guilfordian Hour. We got to come up with a better name. Maybe the Distract Ed. I still like that name.
Distract Ed. Distract EDU.
Distract.edu was one. Distract Ed was another.
I don't think
Well, that was the plan reband if they tried to take us down.
What was Distract Ed?
Yeah.
Because what I confessed wasn't that bad. It's just me having like very jealous thoughts about my siblings and everything, how they were doing better than me,
Aww.
and I felt really bad about it.
That's so sad.
So I was just like, I'm sorry, I don't
is that how
mean to be
confessions
really
work?
mean. Like I told the priest I love my siblings, but sometimes I get jealous that they're smarter than me.
Oh, that's actually kind of.
And I cried
Maybe that's
because I felt like I was being a bad person.
But that's not a bad.
that's really sweet,
That's
actually.
a normal thing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I don't know. I don't
In
feel
terms
that way
of
'cause I am better
jealousy-
than my sibling.
I mean, yeah, I
Love
have that
you.
problem too. I have that problem too. I don't really have a sibling to be jealous of, or
Yeah.
I do have siblings to be jealous of, but
But
my
you're just
older
better
ones
than
are
them.
just not. You know,
Bree,
like
what
they
you're
have their
saying
own
is that
stuff.
you're the best, is what I'm hearing.
No, I'm just the
I
most
also heard
put
that.
together.
Good, just
I'm
making
just
sure.
the most put together and like the one that's like doing the college thing, you know.
Basically, you're the best.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm
I
hearing.
don't want to say that because that makes me feel bad.
That's
No.
fine. You can say everything but that.
But yeah,
I can say everything but that.
That's kind of what you
I've
got.
just had a rough life, and I was just jealous my siblings didn't have.
Yeah, but that's a normal thing.
Have to have a rough life as me. So I was telling the priest, I was like, I feel really bad for being jealous. I know I shouldn't be like that. So, and I was crying, and he's just like, well, just say 3 Hail Marys, and I'm like, great.
What?
Wait, huh?
I'm sorry. I don't. Okay, as a somewhat Jewish person, I'm really confused right now.
As someone that's not religious, I'm extraordinarily.
As
So,
a
okay,
Protestant, I'm also
you
confused.
you admit that you sin, right? And
Yeah.
then the priest is like, okay, slay. Just
Slay.
say Hail Mary 3 times, and you're back on God's
Hail
side.
Mary.
Hail Mary's a
Hail Mary?
whole like
They read through the
prayer.
thing, just give you a high five.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so you just like do this like really long apology, and then they're like, okay, sin, be gone.
Yes.
So you do 3. Okay, you know what? Sure, this religion is wild.
Okay, so I remember like taking a push and learning about like the creation of confession and how it was like basically a financial thing where like the church wanted money from people.
They don't
they
do
like-
that in my church.
Oh, so you just like go there for free and you're like, here's all the reasons I think I'm an awful person, and they're
Yeah,
like,
it's open to
okay,
anybody.
pray.
Yeah.
This,
It's so bad.
I know we got to be missing some sort of context here. There ain't
Well,
no way this is
I
that
know what you're
simple.
getting at with them charging money, because that's how the Protestant Reformation started.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Martin Luther
the
and
only
his
time we
95
give
theses
money
nailing
is
on
like
doors.
we could willingly do it. We don't have to. Is when I forgot when this time, like during what part of the Catholic thing, but they do give it like go around with little baskets, like any money, any money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do
Yeah.
that. but-
Yeah, I feel like most religious institutions do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you don't
'cause
have to
they're
give it.
very
You can.
like.
No.
I was gonna say pro-life. That's
Mass-
not the word I was gonna. That's not the phrase I was
Mass.
looking for. I'm just. You know what? We're just gonna move on from that because I can't think of what I was trying to say. Oh my lord.
I
As we-
personally. There you
Oh,
go.
go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I partake in Ericism. If you know Eric D! Mortensen, I am a follower of his faith as a human being.
This is a North Carolina Amber Alert for a child abduction. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office is searching for Malachi Blake Green. Malachi Blake Green is a 3-year-old white male, approximately 3 feet tall, weighing 45 pounds. He has blonde hair and hazel eyes. The abductor, Alyssa Green, is described as a white female, approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing 220 pounds, with red hair and green eyes. They were last seen traveling from Centennial Road in Union Mills, North Carolina, possibly heading to Charlotte, North Carolina, in a gray 2012 Dodge Journey with North Carolina plate King Adam William 7288. If you have any information regarding this abduction, call Rutherford County Sheriff's Office immediately at 2911 or call 911 or star 47. Again, this is a Amber Alert for a child abduction.
Now we're back.
Now we're back. There we go. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. So, and unfortunately, that is going to bring our hour to an end. So,
A very intense ending. If you have any information on the
I did
child,
not
please
have-
call.
Yeah, hopefully they find her.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-year-old. Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah,
Please check in.
This is a very chaotic episode. This has been Bree, the features editor.
This is Jake, the sports editor.
Sarah, the social justice editor.
And DJ MJ. Hope you guys have a fun day. I'm gonna play some ads before DJ Nikki and Kaylee come on. So yeah.
Is brought to you by the Guilford College Counseling Center. Care for yourself. Most college students do not get enough rest. It is recommended that college students sleep 8 to 9 hours a night, and the benefits are well worth it.